We all have our individual ways to approach belief in the supernatural, including non-belief. Yes, all are valid. When we hold space for one another's beliefs, we cultivate our compassion and affirm our shared humanity. Then we can be safe. Then we can be free. This is Free to Believe with Eniola Who. Munoyedi was the unanimous recommendation as the go-to millennial for Igbo spirituality. I'm glad she met with me because she told a beautiful story of her spirituality, simply as an extension of her, accessible through language, kinship, and community. She had so much love for her ancestral identity, it was contagious. We'll hear from her yourselves. This is Munoyedi on African Traditional Spirituality, Odinani. Hi everyone, and welcome to Free to Believe with Eniola Who. Today I have with me Munoyedi, and she practices African traditional religion. So Munoyedi, can you tell us exactly what you believe, what you practice, what you believe? Just give people an idea of what your spiritual beliefs are.
Okay, so my name is Munoyedi, and I do African traditional religion. I don't know how to explain it as do because it's not something that I do. It's simply something that is an extension of me. So when I try to explain it as do, then it's something that I actually have to think about. Like when people say, "Oh, what do you worship?" And I'm taken aback, like, okay. So I have to process it. Something I have to think about, like. In the Western way that things are done, everything has labels. But where I come from is it just is. It simply is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so powerful. I'm just saying, it's an extension of who you are.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like learning how to breathe, how to have your bath, how to wake up and realize, oh, I need to eat noodles today, and you go and make noodles. It's just an extension of what you do every day. It's an extension of yourself.
It's your ancestors, it's your practice. That's who you came from. That's what you. Oh my God. You guys already know I'm biased towards African traditional religion because I truly believe that it's an extension of who we are. But anyway, I have some questions for you. Do you think that do you think Nigerians, Igbos, Yorubas, everyone, but I'll say you can, for Igbos, do you think Nigerians generally have abandoned that, like what you just described, that extension of us? Do you think we've abandoned?
Yes, we have. We have in so many ways. First of all, you need to understand how we're like small circles that fit into big circles. So if you bring a square, it's not going to fit. So your family, your clan, your family, your extended family. Okay, so you fit into your family. Your family fits into your extended family. Your extended family fits into your clan. Your clan fits into your community. Your community fits into the whole town. Now, by the time you decide to say, "Oh, I am a person. Oh, I have become an individual. I don't want people around me. These people, you're a bit backward." But you forget that there are so many things that you don't know. And by the time you begin to say, "Oh, I don't want these things near me," you begin to lose a part of yourself that helps you understand the world as it is and as it were. Like, my mantra for this year is Odimbo. Odimbo simply translates to Nodimbo. It has been, it has existed. If I look deep enough into the past, I have all that I need for the future. So by the time you disconnect from your people, you lose your language, and now it is in your language that you find the answers that you need. And there's this shame that comes from African traditional spirituality per se. Well, my dad was a very okay man. Had yam bands, he was a lawyer, he was a big guy. We can just decide to kill fowl in our house today, not because of anything, but because we want to eat chicken.
Right.
And then you hear people say, what about people that be come out to like they killed a fowl in their house, come out. But how did we arrive at being scared of something that is part of ourselves.
Yeah.
There was a point where, growing up in a very traditional African home, I didn't know that Christianity was not them and us for me, because I went to a Catholic school.
Okay.
So going to a Catholic primary school and coming back home where we did Igomo and Igofo and all of those things, it was natural. So until I got to school and I learned that this is a part of yourself that you can't actually put out there. You have to compartmentalize. So yes, we have lost so much by deciding that we don't want all of those things because we feel that they're backward and your village people are doing too much. So yeah.
So does that like you were describing how your neighbors would think because you're killing chicken you're up to some diabolical stuff. Is that the most difficult part of practicing of being who you are? Or what's the most difficult part?
There's really people saying, I think one of the most annoying is, so tell me, do you believe in God? And I'm like,
me?
Exactly, that's the reaction. So do people worship God? I'm like, and I'm like, but we knew and we have always known how to worship God. From my personal experience, when I went public fully, lots of people were not surprised because coming, those who knew me well, who knew me to my house, were just like, she's not beating Marshall, so what do you expect? So yeah. But those who didn't know me, because there was a time that I hid all of these bags and I even went to church, but it wasn't making sense. But I needed to be cool. I needed to,
Yeah.
I went to church. I even, socialized in the Christian cycles. It didn't make sense to me. I don't get why people hate me, pray for someone to fall and die and all that. But
I don't get it either. I
need to be cool. I want to join it. But after a while, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to be cool with you people again. So I want to be on my own. And when I went public, a lot of people felt, maybe she didn't get what maybe she doesn't have sense. Let's help her put some sense. And they're like, this thing, are you not scared of going to hellfire? Are you not? Those were the nice ones. So then there were some, you're going to die. Holy Ghost fire will kill you. I can show you
I'm not surprised.
I can show you my Facebook inbox. There are a lot of them there. And they'll be like, Holy Ghost fire will fire you. Look at what you're saying. Then some now come and be like, this backhanded compliment. Fine girl like you.
You are fine. I have to say, when you want, I was like, damn, she's fine.
Like, fine girl like you. How can you, I'm like, okay, thank you. Wow. I didn't know it was fine that we're using sharp, but thank you. But then the ones that rubbed me wrongly were those ones that were like, God's going to punish you, we're going to go to hellfire. If you drag me, I'll drag you back.
Nice.
I'll drag you to field.
I'm here for that.
So having to always justify that, or having to explain that, I believe in God, what I'm doing is for God, is stressing, and sometimes it's just not working. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I just move. There's something that I keep telling people. I was with some people when they went to do the issue walk. Issue is not Satan walk.
I saw that protest. You followed them, right?
So I followed Omi to that.
True, that's okay.
Yeah. So I was like, so when people are evangelizing so that people, I'm like, we don't evangelize.
Exactly.
We don't have the time to tell you, leave your own and come and
exactly.
You know the truth. It's in you.
I remember seeing your picture now. You took a photo with
her.
Oh, now I remember.
It's in you. You know the truth. And when you decide to face all of these things that you know that is true, that is in you, that keeps calling you, that you have decided to ignore and leave to lie dormant, when you're ready, you will answer.
You answer, all of you. I love that. Oh my God. Like, you seem so like self-assured and like, and again, why not? Like, because this is who you are, as you said. So you know exactly what you're doing.
So now, are you if you decide to have children, are you going to raise them in this path? Like, is this the path they're going to follow?
Now, when you say in this path, it's like there's something different. When I give birth to my children, they're going to understand that this is an extension of themselves. It's not something that you can decide that I'm not doing again. Will you remove your teeth because it is paining you? No. Don't remove it now. You manage it like that. And this is not even the case of managing because there's nothing to manage.
Exactly.
This is you. So are you going to say, oh, like we do or did with our hair, oh, my hair, it looks funny, so I'm going to shave it, or I'm going to perm it, or all of these things. It comes from not knowing who you are, not understanding the greatness behind your story, and not following your story enough. Because if you follow your story enough, you will understand there is so much pride in this. So yes, my children are going to.
Fantastic. Yeah, because that's exactly as you said. Like, I've never heard anyone put their faith as this is just who I am. It's an extension of who I am. Like, and it couldn't be any more true.
Because nobody taught me to adopt it. Nobody told me that, okay, if I'm going to give you 5 shillings, you're going to come to church with me.
Right.
Nobody.
That's what they did too. That's what they did to our ancestors.
And because there was a sort of conditioning going on at the time, and we need to understand it because it was a play of power. And for you to, first of all, they demonized all that we believed in, but it wasn't enough because there were still people who were practicing secretly.
Exactly.
You know, so they were like, okay, so if you have to do this, I have to do this for you. So it was a trade by barter sort of thing. Like one of my favorite examples still remains Chukwemeka Eke in the bottle you had when he wrote that the teacher told the guy, the boy in the book, that when he wants to use his chewing stick, he should use it inside. But when he's in public, he should remember to use his toothbrush. Now, when you're using your toothbrush and you haven't taught your people, the people coming, the next generation, that it is very important to also use their chewing stick inside, a lot of things become lost. Then you don't have people to carry on because everybody is now focusing on the toothbrush, forgetting that the toothbrush is an act to save face. Without, it's like you being a sleeper cell unit person, gathering information, positioning yourself. Now you're positioning yourself so that you can come back to liberate your people. But when you forget and you get carried away with the glitz and glam of using your toothbrush in
electric
public,
one too.
you know, and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Because nobody now remembers the reason why we start using toothbrush in public in the first place.
Oh my god, you know what? I've always believed that Igbos are very poetic, and I feel like you just proved me right again. Like that analogy with the toothbrush is fantastic.
You know, my mentor did something to me one time. We're having this kind of conversation, and he said to me, "Mom, my child, you have to understand first of all that you do not own yourself, and whoever you're going to end up with will realize that your door will have to always be open because you need to help people to thrive. And it is in helping others that you're going to find peace. So whoever you're going to end up with needs to understand these aspects of you and realize that you're always going to put him last, not because you don't care, but because other people must come first at certain times."
Wow.
And then I was like, oh, so if the person comes and I say Christian, I'll not leave. They're like, oh really? Don't stand up and get out of my house. I'm like, what did I say? And he was like, you need to understand that these things, there is no them and us. It's humanity. And if you've said that you've dedicated your life serving humans, you're not going to say this is Christian, this is Buddhist, this is a Muslim, this is a whatever. There are no labels. They are just people. So when you see the person as a person first, you must help the person. And I'm like, but they don't extend this courtesy to us.
They don't.
And he was like, okay, then what? And I sat there and I kept looking and I was like, and she decided you don't want to understand how it actually works. Stand up, get out of my house, and don't come back. And I'm like, and I left. And I had to come back every day for 7 days, till the 7th day. And he sat me down. And he said, you have to understand that all people are people. Irrespective of their race, of their color, of their beliefs, of whatever it is that they may have done to you. So you see people as people first.
Right. So if someone was to learn more about your beliefs, like if someone is like, oh my God, I love this girl, how do I get into this? Like how would they know?
Huh. Okay, so I have several platforms where I talk about, African spirituality as it is and as it's where also. But the first thing I always tell anybody who says, "Oh, I'm so interested," okay, this is the way you separate chaff and the real thing. When you tell people to go back to their roots, they don't come back to you anymore. Someone sent me a message on Twitter and said, why don't we have text? Why don't we have, like, when something is an extension of you, you don't need an instruction. You know it. So when people say, oh, I'm so interested, I want to join, and I say, go back to your, I don't know, they feel, okay, most people feel I'm doing too much when I say go back to your, I'm not doing too much. But again, even as Igbo people, in our different villages, in our different towns, there are slight differences. Now, even if the spirit is one and the spirit is true, there are still certain slight differences. Because if you go back to your roots, it's easier for you to understand what I'm trying to tell you. If I'm trying to guide you through your journey, it will be easier for you to understand because first of all, you've anchored yourself. And if you anchor yourself to your people, you begin to flourish. So when I say go back to your roots, you just like, what's she talking about? Why doesn't she just give me a formula? There's no formula. The formula really is, first of all, acknowledging and knowing that your ancestors exist. Because they cannot be doing work for you that you are taking for granted. So if they are doing work for you and you don't know when to listen, you don't know when to pause, you don't know when to give thanks, you don't know how to pour libations, you don't know how to give offerings, you don't know any of those things. So what really do you want? You want me to say stand up in your house by 12 midnight or go to 3 junction and do this one? Yeah, there's time for 3 junction, but 3 junction matter is not everyday matter. It's not every day you go to 3 junction. It's not every day you meet outside. It's not every day you go to the river. It's not every day for that. So you know that there's a ritual, and the ritual starts first by acknowledging your ancestors, acknowledging that these people are working. Okay, it's like knowing that you have a guardian angel, like English people say guardian angel, but you agree that there's something called guardian angel, but you don't agree that your chief exists within you. The whole. So there's a problem. So if you agree that there's a guardian angel, but you don't believe that your chi is the equivalent of guardian angel in English, problem. So first of all is for you to want, you have to want it enough to know that your people are important. Because we flourish by interaction. We flourish by brotherhood, we flourish by sisterhood, we flourish by others. It doesn't even have to be maybe your con village people. Oh yes, you can have your con village people, but then you can have people of like maybe all Igbo people around you, certain Igbo people around you, and you could just have some days just bands in Igbo and all of that. Something inside you just opens up. Wow. Something inside you just begins to grow, and you begin to see things differently. Also, it will help if we understand that our societies are not as straightforward as English or American societies. We have layers and layers of things that you need to understand. And over time, we don't understand our language anymore. It's also why somebody says something and you translate it directly to English and it doesn't make sense. Then you start analyzing and doing your think pieces and threads on Twitter. But it doesn't make sense. Any person who comes from the village now who knows book reads this to be like, when you're not put out said, this person is not like decode, come and what do you know you're right? Because again, your thought process is different from what your thought process of your people. Your philosophy has shifted to Western philosophy. So when you translate You're not giving nuance. You're not giving context. So you translate straight to English. Straight. Wow.
Okay, so this is like a huge challenge, and I hope that everyone watching, you can like start from somewhere, even if it's just by immersing yourself in like your literature or your people. Can people send you messages on social media? Okay,
So you can email me.
Okay, email.
Munoyedi.com.
Okay.
It's fine.
I'll put the email down there so that you guys can see it and you can reach her. And as you can see, she's a no-nonsense babe. Don't go and be messaging her when you've not done your research. She'll be wasting her time.
You can even do the research, but most importantly, you should be willing to unlearn first of all. Because for you to learn, you have to unlearn certain things.
So you have to be genuine, you have to be willing. Yeah, and if you're coming with ulterior motives, please don't bother. Yeah, so wow. This is such a beautiful like perspective on spirituality, such African spirituality, like just knowing that in a sense I feel like you've told me today that my ancestors had God in them and they passed it to me and I can access it just by knowing who they are.
Your ancestors don't only just know God. They have known God in his purest form. And they also know how to call God in his purest form. Like I don't use Chineke. I don't know. I feel that the word has been bastardized. So also when you say Chineke, people just tilt towards Christian God.
Yeah, they think it's...
So when you say Christian God, you're saying Chineke. But you borrowed my language first. So I first of all I say Munowa. And we understood God in a way that I don't think he has been understood. Or she has been understood. Him, it, them has been understood.
Exactly.
We know God. We don't just know God as God. We know God and we understand all the aspects of God. So we don't leave any parts. So when we talk about God, when we call God, you know that we are calling God in every aspect of God.
Every form.
Yes.
Not just male. Like the way you just say he, she. Some people just only call on the male God, on the male aspect of God.
Because there has to be balance. When you see where I come from, there's statues of male and female. So over time, when I was talking to my mentor, I was like, I see this statue every time, and when you ask me who, they were like, it's a care. Now, in that particular place, the attention is on the female. The attention is never on the male. In that particular place, call it your wiki square. Now, that's a care. A care is okay. Now there are two parts of the both of them. So that's the chi and the ike. Ike is the female and chi sits inside her. So if you remember that both of them are the life force where it begins and where it ends, you should understand that they perform alongside. So there is a balance, and that is what we have forgotten and we have left behind. So our society as it is now is one time. If there is no balance, you can't flourish.
Do you think we're more tilted towards the chi side or the ike side? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll have to come for proper consultation for that. Okay. So, honestly, I ask everybody if they found their spirit home, but I feel like there's no point asking you because your spirit has always been home. Only when you try to fake Christianity, they know it's true. Yeah. But I feel like your spirit never went anywhere. Am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
But it's something I've never really thought about.
Yeah, for you, it's natural, that's what it is, and you stay true. Yeah, so there's no need for us to ask her that. Clearly, her spirit has been there. It's always been home. Okay, wow. I really appreciate you like taking out the time to talk to me and everyone else. I'm so excited for people to hear this and know this. I feel like it's about time people like embrace their true self, and you can't know who you are if you don't know like your God, right? I mean, for those who believe in God, like you have to know that. And even if you don't believe in God, you shall learn about your culture.
Follow your story.
You follow your story, exactly. You have to know your story. So, thank you so much for just putting it in such a beautiful, like it's very fundamental. I love it. I feel like there's no argument here. It's just what it is. So, thank you so much.
It was nice meeting you.
Nice
And
meeting
you laugh.
you.
And you're so beautiful.
You too. When you came, I was like, oh, a model is here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.